Okay, so I'm not a big one for videos and vlogging, and this all seems very, very weird to me. So I decided to do this for several reasons. For any older ladies like me that you just want to get comfortable in your own skin again. You don't like the way you look. I hate the way I look. A lot of my family is very heavy set, and I have decided that I want to lose the weight again. I have been very thin before, but I've also been very, very heavy. This is not me at my heaviest. My heaviest, I was almost 400 pounds. Right now I'm at 213 pounds, and I have decided this year to start weight loss. I'm sorry, I was at 213 pounds at the beginning of the year. I'm down to 203. I am a very big foodie. I love food. I love everything about food. I also have a genetic disorder called HHT. It makes it so you can bleed. You develop AVMs. One of the biggest things is nosebleeds, which causes low iron, so you become anemic very quickly. You have to take iron supplements. Mine has gotten so bad that my hemoglobin has gotten down to 9 before. It leaches a lot of the stuff out of your system, like calcium and that also. I have been to the dentist repeated times over and over and over, and it's getting to the point where I have to go back. My whole top row, I've tried saving it. I've had caps done, I've had root canals done, cavity after cavity filled, and gets to be a point where you just can't do it no more, and it's not worth saving your natural teeth. And that's something I've been very self-conscious with for a very long time. I actually had a slip and fall in the shower. I tried a new conditioner, and I do not know what it is about this conditioner, and I may do a video on that, but it made the bottom of my tub like an oil slick, and I ended up falling and smacking the front part of my mouth, which broke several of my caps and messed up my teeth even more. So hopefully that's going to change and look different soon. My biggest thing is, like I said, just showing other people my size, other women that lack the confidence, especially for ones like me that I had no confidence when I was younger. I lost the weight. I loved the way I looked, but through certain circumstances, I was in a car accident when I was 8 months pregnant with my one son. I had to have an emergency C-section, and it also took out my knee. They are not joking when they say your knee cap is pearly white. That, coupled with several other health issues due to my HHT, I've had to have an open craniotomy. This whole side of my head was operated on before. So all of that combined and all of my health issues combined made it so I ended up ballooning back up to a weight that I'm not comfortable with. I look completely different when I am thinner. So I'm just trying to hopefully show my journey, so it'll help empower others with their journey to weight loss. All the struggles, it's getting back to being where I'm comfortable, and I'm not saying what specific weight I'm going for. I will tell my weight along the journey, but for me, it's what weight someone can be comfortable at. What are you okay with? For someone my height, 175 pounds, I might stop at 170. I might want to hit 160, 150. It depends. It depends to the point where I feel comfortable with my body. I know they do have body mass indexes that doctors put full weight behind. Does that automatically mean that you're healthy and that you're healthiest? No, it does not. So we're not going to be going by that. One of my biggest things and my biggest struggles is water. I do not like water. I like flavored water. I like coffee. I drink a lot of tea. It does not help that I add the sugar to it that I do, so that is not good. This is only going to be a part 1 video. My part 2 I will probably end up putting on YouTube, only because of the fact that on part 2 I'm actually going to be diving more into HHT. For HHT patients, it's not a very widely known disease that most people realize that is out there. Luckily, the hospital, the specialty hospital that I go to, Shands, has recently acquired a couple of doctors that are HHT specialists. Just a couple years ago, they acquired them. Up until they had acquired these doctors, most doctors do not know what this condition is. If you go to a hospital or a doctor that does not know what this condition is, it is pretty bad as a patient when a doctor has to Google your condition. It's not very reassuring to you. So, and I'm not going to say by any means am I an expert on this condition. All I know is what this condition has done for my health and my one son's health. When you have children, it is a 50% chance that your children will get your condition. I have 3 boys. Out of 3 boys, one of my children got this condition. My son was diagnosed when he was younger because I fought for him to be checked out by the doctors. It was a very long and tedious fight to get them to acknowledge what was wrong with him. And it actually wasn't until he was about 14 years old that they did genetic testing and said, yes, this is what he has. Me, myself, it probably wasn't until 5-6 years ago, like I said, when the local hospital started to get specialists or doctors in that knew what this condition was, that they started taking me more seriously on the condition. And it was about 4 years ago that they actually started to put it in my medical charts. And it was about 3 years ago that they actually started doing all the tests that should have been done way before now when I was younger. Which is not even a fault of the hospital. It's kind of my fault too, because I feel that any person who has a condition and they know they have that genetic condition in their family, that they need to push more to get themselves tested. And honestly, I'm the type of person who I always felt healthy, so I never got myself tested, and that's going to be part of my part 2 video on YouTube of how I realized how bad this condition was affecting me. Because up until about 3 years ago, even though I have had HHT my entire life since I was a child, I didn't realize up until 3 years ago the gravity of the situation. Along with this, up until 3 years ago when I got these new doctors and I got this new testing, it wasn't until then that I realized that previous doctors had severely failed me. So that's pretty much going to be about me and what my YouTube's going to be about. All the different desires and things that people want to go through. My desire is weight loss, to get back to the body that I want, to get back to the body I feel comfortable with. And like I said, I am a very big foodie. I'm not a very big water person, so I will also probably be doing different things with food, drinks, stuff that's healthier for you, stuff that we can put into our body that's not going to harm us, and stuff to help along, especially if you are a person that craves more sweets like me. I love my desserts. I'm not a big meat eater. Desserts is my downfall. So let me know what you think, if there's anything that you have questions on, and I will also try to put my YouTube link on this. Like I said, I'm very, very new to this. I'm also going to add this video to YouTube before I put the part 2 on there, but I have no clue on photo editing or video editing or anything like that. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get into some of that, maybe speed a little bit of the things along, but until then, if you all could just bear with me. All right, thank you.